Hey now. Good morning from the. I've got to be careful. Howard Stern may sue me, right? Is that Howard's line? Hey now. I'm your host, BKP. 8:02 in the morning there. It's not 8:02 already. I didn't mean to leave you hanging out there, folks. You know what? How about that day where you or when you get up and it's 4 a.m., 3:30. I get up at 3:30 this morning. Long story short. And you say, you know what? I'd like to play some of the highlights of the Democrat presidential debate in Iowa. And you realize there's no highlights. Even CNN can't find highlights. More people probably attended President Trump's rally in Milwaukee, okay, than watched the Democrats last night. There's a possibility. We'll see. I did watch. I went to bed early. I said to myself, I can't stay up. I can't stay up. And I will watch it in the morning. So instead of getting up at 4, I got up in the 3 o'clock hour. I know. And you got up to watch. I have to see what they're doing. And I was concerned about the shot that went around the world. Now, it's irrelevant, 170, human life. Life is irrelevant. Now, I don't want to go down that road, but you have to understand, if you think the quality, sanctity, or anything concerning life is more than a news cycle with these people, 176 people are dead. Okay, number 47 this morning. Okay, we'll start right there. All right. We have new video where two of these Iranians, two Russian-built missiles that killed 176 people, Russian-made missiles versus the money we were holding up based on, if we were holding it up based on corruption in Ukraine. Anyhow, and 176 people dead. Iran shot down a passenger. Now, first of all, I do not feel I'm in Iran when I take off from Trenton, New Jersey. You know, I'm hoping that somebody over Philly hasn't purchased their surface-to-air missiles yet, and they haven't come in via overnight delivery. I won't say that somebody would deliver them. So when I take off and the plane's going down a runway and it bounces left and right and left and right, and then finally we get up in the air, and there's that good 10 minutes of getting turned and in the direction. The last thing I'm sitting there thinking about is a surface-to-air missile shooting my ass out of the air. Shooting me out. Boom. What the hell was that? Did we have a flat? No. It's a surface-to-air missile. Now, this is a passenger plane, a Ukrainian. This is a friendly country to us, friendly to Canada, the Brits. We send them, remember, Ukraine, these are the people, Zelensky, God knows, everybody knows Zelensky. I'm going to say this jokingly. Do you know how many Americans out there, dumbass Americans, if you were standing and you say, do you know President Zelensky? They would think it was the guy that was president of Zelensky Auto Parts on Tommy Boy. And if you got that, you know exactly what I just said. Oh, hell, there really is a President Zelensky? Okay, we'll go with that. Now, I'm not joking around this morning. So a country, ask yourself some of these questions. A country, see if I can find it. Hold on. I really want to pull this up. I think I sent it to you this morning. In fact, I better have sent it to you. Hold on. I want this to work just like it's supposed to. Okay? So, Ukraine, which is a friendly country to us, we send, there's impeachment. Stay with me, folks. There's impeachment articles going to be voted on in our House of Representatives to be sent over to our Senate for a trial to remove a president of the United States. Over Ukraine, Zelensky, the corruption of the Biden family, corruption, we know how corrupt it is. And their claim is we held up millions of dollars to an ally. Now remember, this is an ally. And remember all the sound bites, if you would go on and research all the sound bites of these dumbass Democrats. Well, you know, they're allies of ours and they're trying to fight the Russians. And just yesterday, they had a group of people up on the front line just trying to fight them, and they could only throw rocks at the Russians and then wrap themselves up in the blankets that Obama sent because all they had were rocks because Trump withheld badly needed military aid that they had to have during this fight with the Russians. And they're our friends. And we don't do that. But yet, the Iranians, using Russian missiles, shoot a passenger liner out of the air, folks, a passenger liner. There was a lady, not even 20 minutes before the flight, taxied down the runway and turned. There was a pilot that got clearance from a tower, okay, to take off. There was a pilot that probably went on the loudspeaker and say, "Welcome to your Ukrainian flight to Kiev today. We are fourth in line for takeoff. And as soon as the tower gives us the green light, we will go." We've heard that, right? There's people on there, maybe not in English they're playing it, but they're on the plane and they're ready for takeoff. And then they start, before takeoff, there's some ladies or some guys or some gay ladies or some gay guys, I don't care who they are, but they're standing down through there with a little buckle and they're buckling and everything like that. And then there's somebody telling them, you need to stow away all of your carry-ons underneath, stow away. And in case of emergency, grab your ass and get your oxygen mask and put it on the little kid next to you. Listen to me, damn it. There's somebody and there's an audio recording. In case of an emergency, your exits are here, here, and here. And no trampling anybody to get out of here, okay? You've heard that on the flight. And then an oxygen mask, and you pull it, right? Will drop from the ceiling and put it on the little kid next to you. Guess what? All of that's irrelevant if a Russian missile shoots your damn ass out of the sky while you're sitting in row 33B. Period. You know? What the hell is wrong with this media? You know, it's I don't know. I don't know. I just got lost there because I'm thinking to myself, how many innocent people around the world are going to board a plane and deserve to know that they are secure and take off on a passenger liner from A to B without thinking a Russian missile will be fired by Iran and kill 176 people. And then at a Democrat debate of people that would like to be your president, they don't even have the cojones to say, do you not think Soleimani, that son of a bitch, should be dead? No, this is it. Not 176 people shot out of the air. Number 42. The discussion this morning is the handshake heard around the world. Why Elizabeth left Bernie hanging. Left him hanging. Why all the talking heads on the networks are talking. Here we go. Here is number 41. Joe, Minka, they all are. They're talking about Iowa, 20 days away. Folks, people lined up at 2 o'clock yesterday in Milwaukee to see the president. I didn't get the numbers, but the place was packed to the ceiling. Thousands outside in Milwaukee. That would be Wisconsin. The cheeseheads were out last night in full force. On the same night that Democrats were displaying their shrunken group, what their controlled system brought down to these, not a vote, not the first vote cast. Now I will tell you this: there was how many on the ballot? You do the research in the Republican primary. But they were down to 6 last night, not even the first vote. The media has pushed it down. I mean, did you not miss Julian Castro last night on the debate if you watched? I mean, don't you long for the days of Julian Castro offering to make sure that transgender men will continue to have the right to an abortion, and you say, what the hell? I mean, that was the best part of the debates, right? You got Tom Steyer over there. I'm a billionaire. I don't want to get sidetracked, okay? But what we are talking about this morning all over the country, here it is, number 43. While they're breaking it down, right? MSNBC, Warren says, Bernie's my friend. Bernie's my friend. Bernie, did you tell Elizabeth the woman couldn't win? No. No. That damn Indian Pocahontas, Sasquatch, whatever the hell she is, she knows I did not say that. No. Hillary Clinton got 3 million more votes than anyone else in the United States. And me, I'm the one, remember, that said at the debate, I don't want to hear any more about Hillary's damn emails. No. Did you say it? No. And then this dumbass woman from, I'm sorry, she's from Iowa. I'm sorry. Anybody out there in Iowa, no disrespect. So this dumbass woman gets done burning. Did you say it or not? No. She looks over to Elizabeth. What did you think when Bernie Sanders told you? Like, Bernie's like, what the hell? I'm right over here. I just told you no. Why the hell would you ask her how she felt when I said that when I told you no? Holy mackerel, Batman. And so here's the picture right here. It's the debate's over and Elizabeth is mulling around and moving around the stage here, and she's saying hello to Joe, and she's all jovial. And then she gets over to Bernie 44 because she's got to. She's on national TV, talk to him. And Bernie, there you have with the hand reach starting to go out as she's getting close. And then you have number 42. Bernie stuck it out there. Bernie stuck it out, and Elizabeth left it hanging in midair. But what the hell? 176 people had their seatbelt buckled as their ass was blown out of the sky. But the handshake, Elizabeth left Bernie hanging. Oh, then there's the Post-it note. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. Now we have, my God, is a Post-it note. Where is the Post? Number 45. With an impeachment trial looming, new evidence that Trump sought personal benefit in Ukraine. Now, here's the Post-it note. Get Zelensky to announce that the Biden case will be investigated. I mean, he put an asterisk next to that. That was important. I find it interesting what they're able to investigate and report, don't you? I mean, they haven't been able to investigate or report anything else, but they're able to find Post-it notes when necessary. I'm sorry. So, let me wrap up my first segment with this. Let's switch it over to sports. Okay. So, one, I have to say, there's never a day where I cry because there's never a day I cry. Where is it at? I have it here somewhere. I'll find it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So, hold on there, Baba Louie. I'll do the kathunkin around here. I got it here somewhere. Maybe I didn't. There's never a day I cried because of a Red Sox manager being fired. Let me ask this question. I'll get the pictures up in a minute. My question to you this morning is it okay to steal the signs in baseball? Is it? Now wait a minute, stay with me, don't everybody all freak out. Take the Post-it note down. It doesn't go with that. Put how to say, I can't find the steal the signs picture. I had one here and I don't know what I did with it. So we're not gonna stress out over it. I thought I had a picture of the Red Sox baseball coach that got fired, but the world didn't end. We'll just move along. I can still bring up what I want to talk about. Is it wrong to steal the signals in baseball? The signs. Is it? Now, has it always been wrong? Is it part of the game? Is it part of the game? Is it wrong? Maybe did baseball come out and say, hey, you're going to try to steal the signs today, but you can't do it with technology? Has sign stealing got up to where technology is being used? Counter spies? Okay. How about the second baseman gets on the bag and he goes like this. He ties his right shoe. He goes down and messes. Listen, I love baseball. There's some things you got to remember. Trust me, they never have to tie their damn shoe that many times during a game, or it just doesn't happen, okay? So if you're on second and you're there for a minute and you run back and grab your right shoe like you tighten your lace, does that mean the catcher set up outside, inside for the batter to see? Is it okay to steal the signs? The guy sitting on the bucket, okay, the sunflower seed 5-gallon bucket that's flipped over at the corner of the dugout. It's going like this. Hey, I've got something in my eye here, something in my eye here. I got to do this because my shave is not as smooth as I thought it was. My earlobes are not long enough, so I'm going to stretch them. I hear they'll get longer, and later in life I'll be able to wear a hoop. Whatever the hell, right? So you got the guy that can't, my hat's not on right, whatever. He starts banging on the bucket. High school. Starts banging on the bucket. All right? So he's playing the tom-toms. Well, that was racial, right? Cleveland Indians, tomahawk chop, Braves. So he starts banging on the tom-tom down there, and three bangs means he's picked up, and you got a curve coming to the batter. Batter looks up. All right, anyhow, long story short, they have been working. All right, the guy in the dugout just untied his shoe and tied it. They're going to steal. We figured it by the third inning. We figured it out. We know what the guy over at third base, okay? Point, I made my example. So is it wrong to steal the signals in baseball? I'm not going to determine this. I'm not going to tell you what I think. Is it wrong to steal them? How about technology kept bringing it to another point? What if the guy goes online and gets one of them little tiny I Spies and puts it on the top crest of or right there where the two pieces of padding come together, dead center field, and he's got that little shot all the way down the home plate, and he's seeing the catcher go like this, and no, I didn't give you the finger. Yeah, actually I did, but anyhow, right? He sees that. Is stealing the signs part of baseball? And is there a level you can go to? And did they take it too far with technology, and what should baseball do? Because let me tell you something, the guys at the Houston Astros, they're not the only ones that got caught doing that. Dude, couldn't happen to a better guy at the Red Sox. I don't give a damn. On any given day, if you're wearing a Red Sox uniform, it could not happen to a better guy. That's my take. I'm your host, BKP. All right? BKP. Good morning from the office. We're at LJ, Georgia. Yesterday, the vice president swore in the head of Space Force, the new Space Force, number 2. There he is. That is yesterday. Mike Pence swore in the new head of Space Force right there. Just joking. Oh, my God. I'm not being disrespectful. Number 1. Is that Raymond? Is that his name? So we'll talk about him a little later. Space Force is well on its way. But don't forget, next time, I can't do that. That's just wrong. Your seat, row 37C. Fasten your seatbelt. You never know when an Iranian will blow your ass out of the air with a Russian missile and nobody gives a rat's. Take a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
You know, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. There's the phone number to get in touch with us, and there is the social media way you can follow us. 827 here in LJ. Let me just say at 9:15, it's that time of year. It's that time of year because at 9:15, it'll be time for tax tips with Beth Bennett. I love when Beth comes in. She has great information to share with you concerning maybe changes in the law where taxes are concerned, how to file your taxes, and how to get the best refund. I don't know, but Tax Tips with Beth Bennett starts at 9:15 this morning. Now, when asked about Commander-in-Chief, now that can be a debate, tough question, Republican, Democrat, no matter when, on who would be the best Commander-in-Chief. But to spend all the time on Joe Biden voting to authorize military force in Iraq versus why Soleimani is dead. Obviously a Democrat is not going to do it, but, okay. Well, first of all, Barack Hussein Obama said he would meet with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un, whatever his name is, with no preconditions. So now that Trump has done what Obama said he would do, met with him with no preconditions, just met with him. Now the Dems are back. We've got a full list of preconditions that he has to meet before we can meet with him, that he has to come through on. On Commander-in-Chief, obviously it wasn't going to happen last night, but if the first one of those Democrats would have stepped up and said, I think it was the right thing to do to take Soleimani out and not sit back and wonder what he would do if left alone in Baghdad, and just feel good that we saved American lives. Now, I will make this prediction now and move on. And the good thing about YouTube, there is a good thing in video, we will have this to go on, but when the general election hits and President Trump is up there against one of these goofballs, you watch how fast it changes that Soleimani was a good decision to take him out and should have been taken out. Now, they won't say that quote, but you watch what changes there in the general. You remember, you've got this. Now, think about this. You've got impeachment, okay? We've had the Russian collusion delusion, okay? Number 7. Michael Flynn wants to withdraw his guilty plea. Okay. Then we had the Kavanaugh and the Russian collusion delusion. And remember, it seems like it just yesterday, this was the guy that would be leading the, not Republican, sorry. This is the guy that would be leading the Democrat challenge against Trump, with him and Bubbles, number 57, right? Remember this guy in Bubbles, right? Or DD, known as DD, like double D. I don't know. But there's Michael Avenatti, and what was her name? Stormy Daniels, right? Leave that up for a minute, because it seems like the news, and this is what I like to go to, they gloss over some things because this guy was a CNN hero, and he was also on MSNBC, and he was producing, somehow he came across the old Brett Kavanaugh college schlong parties. Don't get me, just Google it, all right? That day when he went through college and it was just, hey, did you see what Brett did upstairs in the room? Yeah. Avenatti arrested by IRS agents during California Bar Association hearing. Attorney Michael Avenatti was arrested by the Internal Revenue Service agents Tuesday evening during a break in a disciplinary hearing in Los Angeles over allegations that the high-profile lawyer scammed client, that would be D, Exhibit Double D, out of $840,000. The arrest occurred around 6 p.m. outside the State Bar Court, where the State Bar of California has initiated proceedings against him. Here it is. He's in the elevator. I don't have this picture. He's in the elevator in handcuffs. I can confirm that he was arrested by federal agents, Avenatti's lawyer, Dean Stewart, said. I anticipate a bail hearing about 2 o'clock tomorrow. That would be today. All right, so what would be more interesting? Voting on the articles of impeachment and moving them over to the Senate, or a bond hearing for what was at one time the shining knight of the Democrat Party, CNN, and all the above, him and Double D there, Michael Avenatti. In Magistrate Court in Santa Ana, I haven't seen the details of the warrant, but should have it later this evening. So, Avenatti was arrested. Oh. That poor, unsuspecting girl. I mean, she dances for all those businessmen, you know, that promise her a future. And look what happened to that poor, unsuspecting girl. Anyhow, okay, back to you. The media, I just love they miss these little things. Let's go back to number 7 for a minute. They don't miss them. It's more important to them to do. We'll get to the debate in a minute. I have this up here. Where is it at? Bada boom, bada boom, bada boom. That's not the one I want. Hang tight. I'll be right there. This is Michael Flynn. He is the president's first national security director. His son said, now don't take this wrong, I don't want to go down a road, not interested, but his son said, remember Pizzagate? I'm just saying, he said that. Next thing you know, Flynn is losing everything he's got trying to pay attorneys. The attorney for former Trump National Security Advisor, retired Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, Sidney Powell, filed a motion yesterday. Just yesterday. Tuesday, a federal court seeking to withdraw his guilty plea in the Mueller probe. Powell alleged the government has broken its agreement with Flynn. Flynn is scheduled for sentencing on January 28th. The filing asked for a continuance to February 27th to afford prosecution time to respond to the motion to withdraw. So there's been a motion to withdraw his guilty plea. Now, I'm not going to go into no depth on that. I don't know exactly what's really happening in all of this. I just know seems like some of the media gloss over this. All right? So let's look at this. Number 3. And let me do this quickly so I can take a break. Last night's debate. So I watched, it was 2 hours, I guess. I watched an hour and 10 minutes. And I said, I'll get the highlights, and you can't find highlights. But this is not from the debate, but this is just Elizabeth Warren with her hand in the air with the 2%, a 2-cent wealth tax. That's it. Now, I want to make a reference here, okay? I cannot believe how upset you are with a 2-cent wealth tax when every time you turn around, your local government keeps putting a SPLOST on your ballot and say it's just a penny. It's just a penny. I am absolutely shocked. I mean, I am in fear every day that Gilmer Chairman Charlie Paris won't sponsor just a penny wealth tax to help get the county out of debt. I don't know. But just a 2-cent wealth tax. All right? At the same time this Iowa debate is going on, this is happening in Milwaukee, number 4. Place is packed, all right? Number 5, ahead of the president's 2020 campaign rally at 7 p.m. today in downtown Milwaukee, tune in for coverage, Biz Times magazine. This was at 2 o'clock yesterday. The line started forming in Milwaukee to get in there, okay? Probably more people attended there and outside than watched the Democrat debate. Now, last night, we're going to watch a protester for just a second because I always love the chants USA, okay, breaking out. But let's start the video from last night, something you did not hear at the Democrat debate that I want to let you hear with the President of the United States. The one I have you at a start time.
But the Democrats are outraged that we killed this terrorist monster, even though this monster was behind hundreds and hundreds of deaths. That's two. Hey, speaking of protesters, have you seen what's happened in Iran? The protesters are on our side. First time ever. Huh? They're on our side. In fact, they put this big American flag on the street. And the Iranians, thousands and thousands of Iranians, were supposed to walk on it and trample it and step and beat the hell out of it. Every one of them went around that flag. They like Trump. They like you. I'm just your representative. But they like us. They like us. They haven't seen anything like that in a long time. They went around, did you see it? They went around the flag. They didn't want to touch it. They love America. They love our country. That's called progress. That's called progress. But the Democrats are doing everything possible to disparage what we did with the hit on this monster. You know, many of the young men and women you see walking around without arms and without legs and were done by Soleimani. That's what he loved. He loved the roadside bomb. That's what he loved. Thousands and thousands and thousands in Iraq, in Afghanistan, roadside bombs. He was the king of the roadside bombs. Great percentages of people don't have legs right now and arms because of this son of a bitch. Okay? And the Democrats should be outraged by Soleimani's evil crimes, not the decision to end his wretched life. They're saying, well, he was a general, he was this, he was that. You know what? Number one, he wasn't supposed to be there. He was a designated terrorist by President Obama, who didn't do anything about it, as usual. As usual. They don't do anything. They designate and they don't do anything about it. He should have been killed 20 years ago. Now, here's the story with the Democrats. If I didn't kill him, and let's say we lost 3, 4, 5 embassies or bases or thousands of people or hundreds of people or 2 people were killed, they would have said, Trump should have taken him out. Anything we do, they go the opposite. So we kill him, and that was precision. Some people thought it went much too fast. Went too fast. So we kill him, and they say, what a horrible... If we didn't kill him, they'd say, what a horrible thing. Right? You know, with the wall, we're building the wall. You know that, right?
He killed that son of a bitch. Hey, your kid, I'm wondering how this is playing. How does this play in America? First of all, the kids around the world, okay, you see, the protesters in Iran realize what I said this morning. Oh, wait a minute. Our government killed 176 innocent people, students. They're shutting off the internet over there. They kill protesters. They jail protesters. Now, let me say this, okay, and we will get out because I want to come back and talk about some other things from last night. But let me just say, if only one of the protesters' names, if one of the protesters were named Khashoggi, huh? What if? Now, by no means are we advocating upholding the dismemberment. We have an anti-dismemberment policy here at the station. No. And we actually, you see, if you take Khashoggi in a room and start sawing off his limbs, how dare you say that at 8:45 in the morning? I ain't had my sausage biscuit. I'm trying to eat. Well, hell, there goes my bacon and eggs. All right, so anyhow, if you talk about somebody taking Khashoggi in and getting the circular saw out and removing a ring, everything's different. But if you talk about killing a son of a bitch that sent your kid home with no arm, or if you see a beautiful young lady on Facebook missing 2 legs, if you know all across this world or the United States that these kids that are missing these arms and legs may be due to this evil monster that we know trained hundreds that placed these roadside bombs that killed your kids, took their limbs off, but they're not Khashoggi. We're going to go right over that, gloss right over that. The children around the world want freedom. Trump said, don't turn the internet off, don't kill and don't imprison the protests. They want freedom, the kids do. The kids in China want freedom. What do they want in Hong Kong? They want freedom, right? They're not against Trump. Not against Trump. I'm going to take a brief break. We'll be right back after these messages, and I guess maybe we'll talk about some more Democrats. And the articles. Remember yesterday, how will the articles go over? Will there be a horse and buggy ride with will they be armored guards? Will they put them in an armored car? Will they walk them over ceremoniously as they did the health care bill for Obama to sign? What will happen to those articles? The Ark of the Covenant, the articles of impeachment. Holy smokes. Back right after this.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Better days ahead. Kick off 2020 with huge savings at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, like a new 2020 Chevy Colorado, now discounted up to $6,300. Or get a new 2020 Equinox, now discounted up to $8,400. The selection is big, and the savings are huge on every car, truck, and SUV during the 2020 kickoff sale at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
Folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show, number 57. Your Honor, as you can see, Michael Avenatti is guilty, according to my evidence here, marked D and D. I just had to do that. It's funny. Avenatti got arrested. All right. The evidence, double D. All right, number 58, Ralph Northam. Now, Ralph Northam is the governor of Virginia. And Ralph is embroiled in some high-stakes Second Amendment go-rounds. They're just going round and round over guns down there and up there in Virginia. And Ralph Northam is the governor. Now, Ralph said, Virginia Governor Ralph Northam is set to declare, he's going to declare, I do declare, okay? I think the whole impeachment trial should be done in the deep South, like Montgomery, Alabama, and they should get to say, boy, down south here we do some things different, boy. I don't know how you do them up north, but in my courtroom, I'm having too much fun. So Virginia Governor Ralph Northam is set to declare an emergency that at least temporary bans, just temporary individuals from carrying firearms on the grounds of the state capitol ahead of a rally planned next week over gun rights, according to the report. So he's going to declare a state of emergency. If you're going to come to the rally next week for the rally, you ain't going to have no damn gun. Northam is planning to announce the move during a press conference on Wednesday, that's today, citing two state officials familiar with the plans but unauthorized to speak about them publicly. The governor's decision comes after state Democrat leaders utilized a special rules committee to prohibit guns inside the Capitol and legislative office buildings. One official also told the AP that Northam's decision to ban all guns on state Capitol grounds after getting reports that pro-gun and militia groups, Second Amendment militia groups, were planning to attend a gun rights rally at the Capitol Square next week. The Virginia Citizens Defense League, the organization of the rally, have said that the demonstration will draw thousands to the area. The group Facebook event page indicates that more than 5,000 say they will attend. Now, let me say this, okay? He is planning to attend the gun. Officials told AP planning to attend the gun. Where did I have that state? I had here just a minute. Crowns. Getting reports that pro-gun and militia groups were planning to attend a gun rights rally. Now, let me just say this. Militia groups, okay? The Second Amendment, your right to the Second Amendment to bear arms is not so you can have a gun to shoot Bambi so you can have deer jerky, okay? So if you're out there hunting and you shoot down the little, 9-point, 10-point buck or whatever you got, and the next thing you know, you're at a hit at the party because you have the teriyaki flavored venison deer jerky, it's okay. Hey, there you go. But that's not when the Democrats say. So let me just say this. When they tell you they don't want to take your gun, they are lying to you, period. They want to take your guns. Let's watch this unfold, but a temporary state of emergency. Why? To take your guns, to prohibit a militia, to prohibit people from having guns on state property. Now, let me just say this. Let's not forget, now I'm not advocating a war, I'm not advocating a battle, I'm not advocating for people to pull their guns on each other. I want to be clear. I don't know how silly that sounds, but I want to be clear. I'm not advocating violence in no way whatsoever. But let me just say to you, I'm about tired of their determinations on where and when you can carry based on the fact that it all belongs to you. We have to have a major uprising, not just over guns in this country. We have to have a major uprising in this country just to reverse the mindset of who it all belongs to. It belongs to you, me, we the people, not them. And that is what we have to turn around in this country, all the way from your cities to your counties to your state to the federal government. It belongs to you. It is your state house. It is your state property. They are your schools that you pay taxes, that they buy bonds, sell bonds, and you have to pay back, not them. Those people that stand up there and vote to sell bonds, to build the schools and build these buildings and then have the nerve to tell you, the one paying the bill, what you can and can't do. That's what the uprising needs to be in this country, is to reverse that. All right, 8:59. I want to move past that. Now, this is something the news is glossing over this morning. I may have something on it here. I think CNN might have accidentally put something up. Let's see if I have something. Right here, 37. U.S. and China decide to sign Phase 1 trade deal. Okay. Now, last night, they were talking in Iowa about the devastation, the farmers being devastated, okay? Now, I'm not going to be here, and I'm not going to in Georgia tell you that the farmers have not struggled in Iowa. I don't have I'm not in position to do that. I have not went out there and found enough farmers or interviewed enough farmers in Iowa to prove or dispel the fact that farmers in Iowa have struggled, regardless of who the president is. But I do know if they are struggling as bad as the media leads you to believe, they would find a lot more of them to go on TV and talk about the devastation, which they don't. That being said, instead of the CNN talking last night about the Phase 1 of the China trade deal and what it would mean to farmers, as much as they could make it look like, sound like, that farmers are so that's probably Beth. So go ahead and unlock the door. Okay, I'm sorry. We have Beth Bennett tax tips. So anyhow, they're probably, right, they're probably, why didn't they talk about last night? I'm sorry, we have somebody just outside the studio here trying to get in. It's probably Beth Bennett from Beth Bennett Tax Tips at 9:15. But why last night did they not talk about the Trump to sign Phase 1 of the China trade deal? Okay, so Phase 1 gets signed today. All right, it gets signed today. They're not talking about it. And in Phase 1, all right, a year and a half after launching this trade war against China, President Trump will sign a partial truce on Wednesday. So today they sign a partial truce. He agreed to relax some of the tariffs he imposed on China imports. In exchange, Beijing has agreed to buy more American products and make other changes. So my understanding is, number one, the first part of this deal is a $50 billion increase in purchases from China, from automobiles to agriculture, energy, to go, not to mention what they were purchasing in the past. This is supposed to be a $50 billion increase in sales of our goods to China. That gets glossed over. The media is just glossing right over that, not talking about that today. More of what did Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren settle the score last night when Bernie offered to shake Elizabeth Warren's hand. Okay, that is being left out. So let me just show you something real quick because we're going to get ready for our next break. Let me go through last night. I want to go through last night. Let's go through the debate. Okay, number 11. Here's Bernie Sanders. Why does Sanders plan to vote against? Why does Sanders plan to vote against the new trade deal with Mexico and Canada, which he says makes modest improvements? Let me say this, not agreeing with Bernie Sanders, okay? Not feeling his answers are correct. He is actually the one on the stage that is more apt to answer the questions, okay? He gives a reason why he's not going to vote for it. Climate change, climate change, climate change. It doesn't have climate change in the language, and he is will vote against the USMC agreement. Climate change, we're all dying, and this, the national emergency is climate change. So he's not going to vote for it. Here's a little picture. I like to do a little screenshots. Number 12. Here's Warren. Here's Sanders. Right? They did the side by side. They wanted to do that all night long to create. Now here is the little. Number 13. Now, she is the Iowa Des Moines Register. She's the head political reporter. Cute little girl, right? The first thing she did when she got done with that CNN debate is call her mommy and daddy and say, did you see me on TV? That's the first thing. Did you see me on TV? That's the first thing she did. So this lady looks over at Bernie Sanders and says, hey, did you tell Elizabeth Warren a woman couldn't be president? Did you do that? Did you do that? She said, did you do that? And Bernie said, no, I never told this woman that she could not be president. I never said a Jew couldn't be president. I'm running, right? I think a woman, a Jew, anybody can be president, right? And then she looks over at Elizabeth Warren and said, when Bernie said you could not be president, and Bernie looked at her like, I just told you it never happened. And this is what the media is tied up in today. They're tied up into whether Bernie Sanders said a woman could not be president to Elizabeth Warren, and they did not shake hands. Let's gloss right over 176 passengers on a domestic flight from Tehran to Kiev was shot out of the air by 2 Russian missiles and killed. So the guy in 36B that just heard his seatbelt safety instructions, wasn't 15 minutes later, he's gone. No, but Bernie and Elizabeth were going to figure out why they didn't shake hands last night. I'll say it one more time, I got to go to break, and this is, I've said this too many times today, okay? They're sending articles of impeachment over to the Senate concerning a friend of ours, Ukraine, right? The government of Ukraine, a friend of ours, that Trump supposedly held badly needed military aid that the Ukrainians needed to fight against Russian aggression. But they won't release the number of people that were killed in that timeline that they feel they didn't get the money in Ukraine, our friend. Now let's go to the other day. Our friend Ukraine, okay, the Ukrainians, all right, 107 had one of their domestic flights shot out of the air, all right, by Iran using 2 Russian missiles. So how many people were killed by Russians while they say President Trump withheld badly needed military aid? None, folks, 0. No Ukrainians were hurt, period. The other day, one of their airliners holding 176 people was shot out of the air by 2 Russian missiles. I mean, wrap your head around that and think about these articles of impeachment that are going up to the Senate today. So here is number 14, really quick. This is Tom Steyer. I'm a billionaire. I want to impeach Trump. Would you meet with North Korea without preconditions? Tom Steyer. Don't forget, I'm the other billionaire. Number 15, Elizabeth Warren. Are there circumstances when you would take military action without approval from Congress other than an attack on the U.S.? And, they all want to find out, would you use military? Would you be the commander-in-chief and use the military to protect one of our embassies without going to Congress? I'm just saying, I think more people were in attendance and watching on TV Donald Trump's Milwaukee rally last night than watch this debate. I did, just trying to figure it out. Joe Biden, number 16. Would you meet with North Korea without preconditions? See, I think the question should have been, hey, if president and you meet with the leader of North Korea, will you agree not to, like touch him on the shoulder too many times or massage his back? To Joe Biden. I swear to God, these people are, I mean, I know you think, well, that's silly. No. It's this guy, Joe Biden, is a flat out creep, okay? Flat out creep, this guy is. Number 17, are there circumstances where you would take military action without Congress? This was important to be commander-in-chief last night. There was no discussion last night on the attack on our embassy in Benghazi. There was no discussion last night that actually Soleimani was in Iraq to complete the takeover, the overthrow of a sovereign government of Iraq. They want to take over Iraq, and we stopped it. No discussion whatsoever on that. Let's see if there's anything else I want to show up before I take a break, because I do have another segment coming up. Let's go to number 24 real quick, and we're going to bring this back up at 9:30. We're going to get back into this. Articles of impeachment today to the Senate. All right. Witnesses. Do you think they need witnesses? Now, I walked you all the way through for months. Now it's cover-up. No matter what happens, the Democrats will say as many times a day as they can that the president and the Senate's involved in a cover-up, okay? Because that's all they want the American people to hear is a cover-up. Did I give a number and it didn't upload? Okay. So, folks, we're going to take a brief break. It's 9:10 in the morning. We'll take a brief break. When we come back, it is time for Tax Tips with Beth Bennett when we come back. So, hey, if you're wondering where to file your taxes, what documents you need to bring, and maybe what the best refund you can get, you want to stay tuned right after this. Take us a break.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Better days ahead.
Kick off 2020 with huge savings at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, like a new 2020 Chevy Colorado, now discounted up to $6,300. Or get a new 2020 Equinox, now discounted up to $8,400. The selection is big, and the savings are huge on every car, truck, and SUV during the 2020 kickoff sale at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host BKP, and I'm here with Beth Bennett. And did you like that graphic tax tips with Beth? That was really nice.
I love it. Samantha did a great job this year.
That was nice. Oh, she didn't last year. I'm telling her.
No, it's just different.
I'm telling her what you
Samantha,
said.
you did a great job, and you just heard me say it. So see, there she is. She just came in.
2020 H&R Block tax tips with Beth Bennett. Glad to have you back. Some may not like this time of the year if they're paying taxes. Some may like it because they're getting a refund. But our goal every year, and I think we've done this for 3 years, and I'm really happy to have you back, is this segment is dedicated to just that, tax tips, how to help the taxpayer out there, whether it be filing. Hey, every year, from year to year, we find out what new law, and a lot of times people don't find out till they go to file their taxes, the new exemption or lack of exemption or whatever, right? So,
correct.
So this time of year, there's a lot of new things happen in taxes, and I'm going to let you go here because I know you got a list of first-hand tips you want to make sure the viewers have, but every year we might think, whether it's state or federal, that nobody touched our taxes, like, please don't do anything else, and then we find out when we get there, this changed or that, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of little stuff that gets done in the background that we don't all hear about. They don't publicize it because it doesn't. It's just not a big enough impact. You know, it's nothing great they want to tout about. You know, like last year's tax law changes. There was a lot. There's a lot of tax law changes last year, and some of them were very good for people, and some of them it was negative impact. So it was all over the place last year.
Well, you know, I remember talking last year, Beth, of this segment also. We'll spend several weeks together on this. This segment also, we try to also talk about planning. And last year we said, look, don't just get your paperwork together, file your taxes, and find somebody you sit down with, and when you leave, also be planning the next year. Like, you better, start doing this different because you thought you were going to get a refund of X and you didn't because you didn't do this, so we're gonna start planning. So our tax tips that you and I work with, or you bring the taxpayers out there, is also planning for the future too.
Correct. That's a big thing we do at H&R Block. We don't just do this year's tax return. Like if you go online and do your own return, yes, you're getting maybe the same thing, but not necessarily, because you didn't plan ahead for any tax law changes that might have changed, or maybe you've aged into one or aged out of a tax credit. And so we try to help everyone plan for.
Wait a minute. You just glossed over aged in or aged out. Wow. Okay. All right. Just
it goes
saying.
both ways.
Aged
You know,
in?
because your kids get too old to take certain credits on, and then we get old enough to where we get extra credits.
Not too old. Old enough.
Yeah, old
Change it.
enough.
Kids
I'm
get
right there
too
with
old.
you. Kids get
You're
too
right
old.
there.
Yeah, we're right here.
Okay. All right. What are some of the tax tips you want to start out our first segment this year of letting people know from H&R Block in your office?
Well, one of the first things is the IRS will open and start accepting their returns e-filed on January the 27th. It has gotten a little later each year, so we're used to be like the second Thursday, and now we're down to the 27th. So you can come in and have your tax return prepared. It gets sent to our host, however you want to think about that, and then Block will hold them there until the IRS opens on the 27th, and then we open the floodgates.
So you can start coming in and doing your taxes now, and you can have them done now, but they have to sit until the 27th, and that's when they can be entered or sent into the government.
That's when they'll be sent on to the IRS.
Okay.
Will start accepting them, and
But don't wait till the 27th. You can come in now.
come in now. If you've
Okay.
got your stuff and you're ready to file, go ahead and come on in now. Get your return prepared, get it sent, and then yours can hopefully be one of the first ones through the gate to get your refund as quick as possible.
Okay. What's the second point that you want to make?
This is the good one. I like this one. So this is the first year you don't have to pay a penalty if you didn't have health insurance last year. So
Right.
you know, last year they announced it, but this
Uh-huh.
is the year that it took effect. So on this year's tax return, if you did not have health insurance through 2019, you will not pay a penalty.
And this is the one where people won't be surprised this year. We talked about it last year, because what happens a lot of times is the media or the press out there will start announcing these tax changes, and they're really not clear on when they take effect. And this is one of them that caught a lot of people off guard when they came to you. They said, "Hey, I heard in the news that this is no longer a penalty," and you said next year.
Yeah,
So
that
this
was
is
a
that
hard
year,
one.
right? No penalty for not having the health insurance. That's gone this year.
Correct. Now, if you have Obamacare, you are still required to file a return, even if you weren't for tax purposes, because you've got to reconcile. When you go on and get Obamacare, you put in, you know, what your income is, and that's how they determine what premium they pay for you. And so they have to reconcile that and make sure if you made any more or any less, maybe they owe you money back or you owe money. Like if you ended up working a lot of overtime last year you didn't anticipate, and now your income is higher, you may owe the government some money back for your Obamacare. So that's one of the big things. But if you didn't have health insurance, you won't have to pay the penalty this year, and that's a huge plus. A little tidbit, business miles went from 58 cents down to 57.5 because gas prices have really lowered considerably. I was shocked last year it didn't lower from 58 cents, as you know, staying below. I mean, we're averaging below 250. We haven't been over 250, I don't think, in quite a while. And that 58 cents a mile was the same thing when we had $3 a gallon. So
Well, that's what I was going to say.
shocked.
There was a long period of time where we hovered close to 4, and low end was 3.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have been in several years not above 2. So 85. Every once in a while you'll see a 285 or something like that, but we don't have that kind of gas price right now.
Yeah, so I'm surprised that stayed that high. I'm thankful for that because I actually get to utilize business miles, so I'm happy.
So you're down.
Happy that's still
So if you're a
half a
business,
cent.
if you're a business owner or you use your vehicle for business, you are able to claim 57.5 cents, and that's down to half a penny.
Half a penny. So that's
All
not
right.
bad. That's not bad because gas prices are really the same as what they were, and that 58 cents was a very high rate considering gas prices.
All right, what's next on the list?
Standard deductions increased across the board. each one by a couple $100, a little bit of difference between each one. So that's a help again. So, you know, if you made a little bit more, you get to deduct a little bit more automatically. Don't forget that your dependent exemptions went away last year, but that doesn't mean you don't still claim your kids on your tax return. If you have children at home, you still put them on the tax return, and that could qualify you for several different credits. You get the child tax credit, additional child tax credit, and could qualify you for a higher level of the earned income tax credit depending on your incomes and stuff. But
years ago, there was a period of time that obviously they were called dependents, you know, and how many dependents, you had that box, how many dependents. Things have changed to where your kids, it's credits now. A lot more of the stuff
not a deduction, it's a credit.
It's not as much dependents and deductions, it's dependents and credits.
Correct.
Credits is the language now, and the things that have changed.
Well, so the difference between a deduction and a credit gets kind of it's tricky. So a deduction is I deducted for your standard deduction. If you made $50,000 and just using random numbers, not actuals, and the standard deduction was $10,000, then now you're only paying tax on $40,000. Then you got a standard, or you got the dependent deduction exemption. So that removed, I don't remember what it ended at. It was close to $4,000 per person. So each person you claimed on your tax return, you deducted that dollar amount. So just say, you know, 4 people times 4,000. So now you deducted 16,000 from your 40,000. So now you're at 24,000 in taxable income. And a credit reduces your tax liability. So it's a little different.
Is it meant to confuse me?
Yes. The government did it. It's supposed to confuse you. No one's supposed to
understand. And that's why we
it
should
but
come
them.
find you.
That's why you come to a professional. Because it is confusing. It's messy. They call it above the line and below the line. So, again, income versus taxes. It's a little bit of different. But they qualify you for several different credits. You know, you got child care. I think I mentioned that. What else is there? You can get their tuition fees, education expenses deducted. So there's a lot they can still qualify you for. So don't think that you don't get to utilize your kids on your tax return, because you still do. It's just called something different now, and that's okay. You know, it's still out there for you to get it. The extenders have been extended again. So that one, I always find that humorous. 2 years ago, they extended, I don't know, maybe late February, some tax law changes they said went away, you know, as of December 31st, and then they allowed them to come back. You know, February's halfway through our season, so that was a little bit of a struggle. We had to amend some people's tax returns so that they got all their proper credits. But one of the big ones on there is that the PMI, so if you pay the premium mortgage insurance on your mortgage, they took that away for like 6 weeks, and that is back like last year. You do get to take that as a deduction if you are itemizing. If you're itemizing, the medical went from being over 10% of your income to 7.5%. So that went lower again to hopefully make it easier for more people to be able to claim the medical deduction as well. Cancellation of debt on your primary home. So if you lived in your in this home and you cancel the debt, you know, you were foreclosed on, that does not actually get included in your income. But if you cancel a credit card, if you cancel the debt on a credit card and you negotiate with them, I owed $20,000, but if I paid $5,000 cash today, then we're even and all that other debt is wiped out. Most people don't know and understand that becomes income on their tax return. They will receive a 1099-C for cancellation of debt by that credit card company, loan company, whomever you negotiated debt to go away with, and then that becomes income. So if that was $15,000 in credit card debt, and it's not uncommon for us to see that becomes income on that person's tax return.
Well, it's considered, you know, they gave it to you because you went out and you purchased whatever, or you did whatever with that loan.
You spent the money.
You spent the money. So they're the ones that say, we gave it to you. So if you write off a $50,000 credit card, you're going to get a notice saying, hey, we gave you $50,000. You owe the tax on it.
Correct. And the other thing that does is it impacts the credits and deductions you take. A lot of them are based on your income level. And so that has a big impact.
And that gets added to your income level.
It gets added to just like if you know, for your job, it's the same thing. So that one's a big one. Tuition and fees is back, and that's a nice one because that's one of the better education credits. If you're gonna get in college, that's the better, I think. You get a bigger bang for your buck on that one. So that one there is back. The filing deadline this year is April the 15th. Yay! Last year was the first year the deadline was actually on April 15th for the first time. I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years. It's been a long time. So we're excited about April 15th. This is the actual deadline. There's no holidays impacting it again this year. So must file by April 15th. With that being said, just because the deadline to file is April 15th, I wouldn't wait till April 15th to file. Tax identity fraud is the biggest thing going, and it impacts literally everybody, from small children to your very elderly. People just sit in their homes or wherever they're sitting and on laptops, and they're just making up numbers and pulling numbers. They buy them from the black market and the dark web, and they have your socials and they can file. And with the IRS, it's the first one in gets that refund. So they can just make up everything.
So there's that much fraud of people stealing refunds.
It is huge.
Wow.
Huge.
And
millions of dollars every year.
And if someone steals your refund by using your number and your information, there's an enormous amount of probably paperwork or time or investigation to get your refund, and then by the time they do, they probably can't find, because it's digital somewhere, they probably can't find the person that got your refund.
No, it's very few of those people that ever get found and prosecuted.
Coffee shop in some
foreign
country with
people
an IP
do everything
address
on their phones, right?
Right. All right.
You're sitting in Starbucks and you're doing some financial stuff on your phone. That's not a secure connection, and someone can get all of. I don't do anything on my phone. My phone is my phone. I text and I call.
Well, I'm not going to sit it, and I don't want to get another business, and I don't want to say it's wrong, because I use Wi-Fi at businesses, but I'm not going to sit there and do my taxes or make purchases.
Be careful what you do.
Right.
But
so
people do it all the time. If you're shopping online, that's your credit
Right.
card information out there. If you're doing your taxes or doing, a lot of people bank from their phones now.
You know, there's a thing
That
around here.
scares
We
me.
don't allow people to get me sidetracked. Move along. It's me.
Oh.
It's me. I get
Is this
sidetracked.
a new rule? We used
Yeah.
to do this a lot.
No, I used to get sidetracked. There's nothing new about that.
Yeah.
But
It's
I know
a new rule to stay on top
I
of.
know our. Exactly,
I'll work hard at it.
That's it.
All right, so we talked about identity fraud and the importance of filing early. If you file early, that doesn't mean if you owe that you have to pay on that date. You can file your tax return like today, January the 15th, and not send in if you owe $4,000. You can send that check on April 15th and still be compliant and meet all the deadline requirements.
Filing is, and I'm by no means are we not saying you don't pay. Filing is the big deal. I mean, it's a big deal to pay your taxes.
Filing is the bigger
Right.
penalty. You will pay a much larger penalty for not filing on time than you will for not paying.
If you do your taxes and you find out you're going to owe some money, don't be in fear. Go ahead and file.
File, and you got till April 15th to send that money. Now, another way you can reduce your tax liability for this year, if you come in and find out that I'm owing this year, I didn't plan on that, you can still, up till April 15th, the filing deadline of this year, contribute to an IRA, a traditional or a Roth, and that can help reduce your tax liability on this year's tax return, the 2019. And not only does it reduce your taxable income, you could qualify for the Savers Credit. Again, it's all based on income levels and stuff, so that's kind of a double dip to the IRS. So you get 2 credits for 1 savings. So that's a really nice gift that they gave us on that one. So do that. If you were a business, the IRS is really tightening down on businesses and the deductions that they take. So make sure you keep good records, keep up with your receipts. You don't have to have all that stuff to come in and file your tax return in my office, but if you get a letter or the IRS is auditing you, then you have to be able to produce those. If you don't, then they're going to remove those credits and deductions from your tax return, and you could owe a significant amount. So you want to make sure you keep good records all the time. Keep up with all your receipts. Get a shoebox. Get a big.
Well, we're talking about that. Let me ask you a question, because there are safe ways to do it. Now, instead of going everywhere and paying cash, whether if you like to or not, and next thing you know, you got a shoebox of receipts. But there's actually programs now that as soon as you get that receipt, you can take a picture of it and it'll put itself in a folder for you. or you do your business electronically, and it will track it for you.
Correct. I do everything I can with my business credit card. I have a
You
business
understand what I'm
credit
saying?
card.
And
Yes.
there's safe ways to do that.
Correct. And
so-
even H&R Block now on our website at hrblock.com, if you create you a MyBlock account and you're a business, you can scan, and they've got but you don't have to actually scan. You take a picture, but it's not an actual picture in your phone. It's a scanning app that's built in there. So it wipes it off your phone, so you don't have your personal records and information on anything more than what you want on your phone. Wipes it out and puts it into a secured spot
Right.
at H&R Block and sends it right to your taxpayer. So you can do that every time you, like once a week you get receipts, every day you get receipts. You can work with your tax professional at H&R Block and upload those documents to us on a regular. So we can do that for you. So
fraud is something you have to just be aware of and do everything to prevent it now. All right, what do we have next?
we are at the bottom of my list, and in 2020, so not for this year, but going forward for next year, the minimum distribution goes from age 70 and a half to 72. So those of you who are, not ready to start taking money out of your retirement accounts, you can now wait till you're 72. And that, for some people, that's a really big deal. I talk to lots of people now who are still working in their 70s, right? And they don't want to take that distribution because that makes their taxes higher.
Right.
And so now you get another year and a half to put that back. Now again, you can still take a distribution from your retirement account without a penalty starting at age 59 and a half. You have to pay taxes depending on your account, what type of account you have, but you won't pay that 10% penalty.
Well, I want to come back, and I know we do it every year, and drill down into some subjects that you always bring to us that are great information, and we'll start that immediately. I really am thankful for all of the line item tips that you've brought our viewers today. Beth Bennett, tax tips with Beth Bennett, and what I always say is, I think you should know who's doing your taxes. That's simple. That's the one line. I think you should know who is doing your taxes. Know a little bit about them and feel comfortable that you can trust what's going on, and that is Beth Bennett tax tips. How many locations, H&R Block, how many locations do you have currently, your company?
I have 8 now.
8 locations? You
Little
have
bit of
nothing else to
everyone.
do?
No.
No, that's it.
Nothing to do but do this.
8 locations. Can you remember all 8?
Yes.
And you
I
can
have to go visit them on a regular. So
rattle them off. Here's your test.
So we started in Ellijay, then we got Chatsworth, then we got Cornelia, then we got Hartwell, then Commerson, then Jefferson, and Cleveland.
In Cleveland.
So, there's 2 here in Ellijay, so that'll
Right.
put us at 8.
8 locations.
8 locations, all here to serve you. We are open. If our time doesn't work for you, you call the office and they'll accommodate your schedule.
Do we have a phone number for this year to call? Do we have something ready? If not, we need to get it for next time to make sure it's on the screen. The phone number to get in touch with Beth Bennett. What is a phone number? You have 8 locations. No matter where anybody's watching this morning, give them a phone number, and if you're not in Ellijay, they can get you in touch with the office you need to be with.
Absolutely. If you'll call 706-635-5538, we'll put you with the right person in the right town.
Hours of operation?
It changes weekly. Right now we're slow. A lot of people don't have their stuff yet, so we're 9 to 6, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 Saturday. And we'll amp that up as, documents start coming out so people can file. And we'll go on up to 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, depends, what the clients need.
So if you call in the hours of operation, you're not able to make it within the hours of operation, I'm going to step out after knowing these people for a long time. Call and tell them you're on the way, and they're going to figure out something to try to work with them, aren't you?
Absolutely, positively. We will make it work for you.
Well, I know not the only time I see you. It's not the only time, but the only time you and I really get together is tax time.
I know.
That's it, tax time.
It's sad, isn't it? You need to do something about that.
Yeah, taxes. Woo. Yeah, let's do something about taxes, period. Anyhow, yes, folks, you are not filing your taxes on that postcard that one time they told you.
It went to 6 pages.
Remember the postcard?
Yes.
Seems like it was just yesterday.
So
We're always told something, huh? Tax Tips with Beth Bennett, and you can find this on our YouTube channel, Fetch Your News, FYN TV YouTube channel. Look for the playlist 2020 Tax Tips with H&R Block, Beth Bennett, and share this with your friends. We're going to take a brief break, and good to have you back this year. We're going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. We have about 15 minutes to wrap up here. Let me go through. Yes, the articles of impeachment are headed over. Let me check and make sure while we were at break and doing the tax tips with Beth Bennett that something new did not come in. No, nothing new. I'm not seeing anything new. The black guy was not on the stage last night. Let's see. Boom. All right. So that being said, let's go through our list of pictures we usually put up in the morning. Now, if your mom sends you out to Iowa, do not let her dress you before you go on air. Number 28. Don't do it, okay? No, Mom, I'm not wearing that hat outside. Don't let your mom, warning, do not let Mom dress you. This is an MSNBC reporter in Iowa. But here's the interesting thing. Not Iran launched 2 Russian missiles and killed 176 people. Warren launched the most attacks at last night's debate. Now it's like a prize fight, okay? Just say, honey, did your mom address you, honey? That's what she said. Honey, did your mom address you? Did your mama tell you to put that hat on with them goofy glasses? Warren launched 3, and it's like landing punches, at a prize fight. How many did you land? Warren launched the most attacks at last night's debate. 3 at Buttigieg, 2 at Sanders and Biden, and 1 at Tom Steyer. She was swinging. That woman was punching. Yes, by the way, last time I say it, please do not. Okay, so now here, they've got a sticky note. Forget about this. Don't get all worked up today. This is going to go around. I did not have time to research this. Number 56, Giuliani sought private meeting with Ukraine president. Documents show. The records released by the House Democrats also appear to show that former Ukrainian ambassador Maria Yovanovitch was being monitored. Get a tail on her. Get a tail on her. Follow her. Chickmunk is moving. Follow her. Okay. And here we go. Number 55, letter by Giuliani shows he requested a meeting with Zelensky with Trump's knowledge and consent. Trump knew about it. I want Matlock. First of all, I want them to move. The impeachment trial, Senate impeachment trial to Montgomery. I want them to dig up Thurgood Marshall, the black Supreme Court Justice, Thurgood Marshall. And I want them to dig up Thurgood and move it to Montgomery. Oh, there's a new guy, number 55. Look at the little fat guy in a tie. Hey, not talking about me. That was wrong. Number 54. There he is. That's not right. New documents appear to show former Ukrainian ambassador Marie Yankovich was being tracked. He was the tracker. Number 53, all over the news, he sought a private meeting with Ukrainian president. The documents are going to show it. Witnesses. You said witnesses. Oh, we got witnesses. The defense would like to call Hunter Biden. Hunter, to the stand. Hunter, by the way, have you paid your child support? Have you, Hunter? Number 52, letter of Giuliani shows knowledge and consent. Number 51, House will vote today on sending articles to the Senate, the Washington Post. Trigger for a Trump impeachment trial. They're sending them today. The articles. I think they should put a car up front. I think the media should do a real quiet. Okay, the articles are being brought out the front door now. They're on the north side of the Capitol. Down the front steps and placed into the SUV. Number 50. Will it be harder for Biden to run against Trump if he's acquitted by the Senate and claims vindication? Will it be harder if he's acquitted? No, it's a cover-up. It's a cover-up. Number 49, Mitch McConnell says he expects impeachment trial to start next Tuesday. Now, let me tell you what happens here. First of all, they have tried for 3 weeks while Nancy was holding it. There's several different reasons being put out there that Nancy held the articles, okay? And one is so the media could say something over and over and over, okay? If, right? If Nancy would have sent the articles the very day they voted on them with the House, you know, she sent them over FedEx the next morning or UPS or overnight mail, whatever they use. So they would be there bright and early, AM delivery. Then you would have not had 3 weeks to talk about the oath the Senate will take, witnesses, the need for witnesses. So we all know now, most of us, that the Senate will take an oath before the trial, a group oath before the trial. And, you know, so all of these, Schiff, Pelosi, all of them have been able to go on all the shows, you know, Coons, anybody and everybody, and say, will the Senate uphold their oath? The oath they take to be nonpartisan, blah, 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 and uphold the Constitution and all the above, the separation of powers. Will they uphold their oath? Okay? Now, the Founding Fathers knew that in the Senate there would be Democrats and Republicans, and there would be people from different parties at different times in the history of this country that would be in the Senate if and when there was an impeachment, and they knew there would be people draw party lines. So it's not a nonpartisan trial as they wanted to lead you to believe, and would the Republicans keep their oath of office? Period. It's not there. Second, John Roberts will, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States next week, will administer the oath. He just presides over the trial, brings it back to order if necessary, and moves forward with one phase after the other. Okay, now it's time for the defense to present their case, whatever. He does nothing. The Senate, John Roberts, will do nothing of any significance other than swear them in and sit up there in his big, you know, chieftain robe every day and look down and be part of history in the pictures and everything like that. That's it. Okay? He will not be rendering a verdict. Period. Won't happen. Mitch McConnell says he expects impeachment trial to start next Tuesday. Will there be witnesses? Okay, number 48, McConnell, yes, he expects impeachment trial to start next Tuesday. Now, they have the note, number 45. Get Zelensky to announce that that Biden case will be investigated. Let me say this. They can push this all day long. They're going to push this right up to the edge. The Democrats, okay, claim you want to do something that you don't want to do and keep saying it loud enough, okay? I don't know how many of you have watched American Hustle, okay? Keep saying you want to do something loud enough until it comes the time. The Democrats do not want witnesses, people. They don't. Do you realize any witness the Democrats bring will blow this thing wide open with Republicans bringing the witnesses they want? All right? So if the mustache Bolton goes up there and Schiff does not go, if Mick Mulvaney goes up there and Hunter Biden doesn't, I mean, I'm just telling you now, the list of witnesses on the Republican side, they don't want this. They don't want Hunter Biden saying, you know, do you see this, Mr. Biden, you see this sticky note here? Yes. And just, could you read for the court what that sticky note says? Get Zelensky to announce that the Biden case will be investigated. Okay. Now, why would you think they want to investigate you? Do you think you're the Biden in question on this note? I don't know. It may be a coincidence. Okay. Why would you think they want an investigation into you? I mean, why would they go through these? I don't know. Now, did you go on Monster.com, Indeed, whatever, all those job search sites, and put your resume up there, and Burisma picked you, and your dad said, "I'm flying that way. You want to ride?" How did that whole interview process go with them? They don't want it, folks. The Dems are yelling witnesses, 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 and they're going to take it up to the line, and they're not going to get witnesses, and then they're going to yell cover up, knowing the whole time they never wanted the first damn witness. They do not want a witness. They are going to yell cover up. It's more important to them to yell cover up than anything else, okay? Number 40, they're carrying the water here. New documents appear to show former Ukraine Ambassador Marie Yovanovitch was being tracked. She's on the move. She's on the move. Number 39, new docs show more Ukraine intrigue. Oh. Ex-Ukrainian prosecutor pushing for ouster of Ambassador Yovanovitch. Number 38, message from Giuliani to Ukrainian president. I want a meeting. I want to sit down. You and the 5 families. Oh, I'm sorry. Thought I was still trying that case in the lower district. All right, folks, I got 6 minutes. Or 4 minutes. All right, let's go to this and change the subject a minute. Plane returning to LAX. Give me number 36. They're freaking out. Plane returning to LAX dumps jet fuel on ground. Hits 6 schools on the ground. 60 people treated for minor injuries. They got a wet nap out and wiped them off. Now, there's this one kid. CNN loves to do this, okay? Number 35. Plane returning to LAX dumps jet fuel on the ground. All right. Here's this kid. My eyes were burning, and I was outside, and my eyes were burning, and that's what they told me to say. So let me get. All right. Give me number 32. Fuel dump injures 60 in Los Angeles. Now look at that from both wings. Now, years ago, we took off from LAX. We had a problem with the plane. We're flying from LA to JFK. So at that time, I didn't even realize the wings is where they kept, the fuel, all right? I thought in the back under the license plate, you flipped it down, you took the thing off, and you put the hose in there. Generationally, there's not a kid. Let me ask the young lady in here, and I probably have screwed up for life because I call her a young lady and everything like that. That was so disrespectful. But has anybody ever told you that there was a time when you went to the back of the car, you pulled the license plate down, there was a spring, you took the cap off and put the gas in there? You've never heard of that, have you? Never heard of that, have you? I say things and they're so generational. So anyhow, I thought there was a license plate at the back of the plane that you pulled down, put the gas in. I didn't realize it went in the wings. Well, obviously, if you're going to fly, I guess, to L.A. to JFK, you got to load up on the fuel. You got to at least get a half a tank. Those wings are heavy. They're full. Those wings are full. I mean, they're bouncing out there down that runway to take off. There's a lot in the takeoff, okay? So we had to make an emergency landing. We had just taken off. I was on a plane, and we had just taken off from LAX. Just taken off. We're not in the air 5 minutes. Captain says we have to make an emergency landing. Just like that. I'll never forget it. We have to make an emergency landing. We cannot turn around to LAX. They will not let us come back in for some reason. Maybe because we're going to dump the fuel on kids playing on the playground. But we're going to land in Las Vegas. The next thing I know, I'm looking out the window, and we got two wings. We've got this view right here. It's flying out the wings. And I'm looking at somebody and saying, what the heck is happening out there? We're dumping the jet fuel. We cannot land. You cannot land that plane with that fuel in the wings. It'll break off. I mean, that's what I said. I don't know if it's true. So yesterday, obviously, a flight that took off at LAX had to turn around for some sort of problem, was full of fuel on a long flight, and had to get it out in the air. Usually, what I understand, it evaporates throughout the air before it gets to the ground, but they found 60 kids yesterday. Now I'm going somewhere. This is LA. They found 60 kids yesterday in 6 schools that their eyes were burning, and they had to wipe off some jet fuel. They can't find the homeless. They can't find the people that are taking a dump on the street in San Francisco. But drop a little jet fuel on a kid, next thing you know. Let me wrap this up, okay? I had it here. I got to get out. I have to get out. I had it here just a minute ago, and we're going to find it again. Give me number 46. There's never a day that I am upset because somebody at the Red Sox got fired or something happened. But I asked earlier. He was the bench coach for the Houston Astros when they won. And then right after the Houston Astros won, I think he went on with his team in Boston. Didn't they win the World Series? Is it okay to steal signs? Is it part of baseball? And is something happened that technology has gone into the next level of helping steal signs? And second, I'm telling you, your career's not going to go anywhere, number 28, if you don't make a decision and tell your mom, no, I'm not wearing that hat outside to do a report. I'm your host, BKP. It's Wednesday. I will be back tomorrow, Thursday morning, same time, same bat channel, whatever, all the list and rest. I got to go get gas in my 1972 Pontiac, where I take the plate down and put the gas in there. Take us a break. I got to get full leaded. Remember full lead? Oh, mackerel. Let's go.